Got some soup.
Bone soup, bro.
Bone soup again. They love their soup in this fucking searing heat, but I didn't mind it too much yesterday.
That's nice.
This place does 2 mojitos for 18,000. They don't have them, so we'll have to return later.
That's like 2 for less than £4.
A little fancy play here. Some cerdo. Other stuff, yeah. There you go.
We're in Cartagena, Colombia, after a couple hours from Barranquilla. We're waiting for a taxi. To San Felipe Fort because it's a fortified city, Cartagena, where the Spanish.
Fortified.
Fortified, yeah. Cadiz is fortified as well.
Like a wine.
Yeah, like a wine. Where the Spanish, made like a city that was very important for their colonial empire. A lot of slaves were brought here for this northern part of South America, and that's who built this fort they're going to, basically. And then there's a bunch of other buildings I know fuck all about, but Cartagena.
Cartagena.
Anything to add?
It's hot.
It's hot. It's very hot. It's about £8 each to get in, I think, or a little less.
Heat, stone, colour and Caribbean air, Cartagena looks the way it does because it was one of the most important cities in Spain's American empire. At the centre of that story is Castillo San Felipe de Barajas. This fort was first built in 1536 and massively expanded during the 1600s as Cartagena became a prime target for rival European powers and pirates. It sits on San Lazaro Hill, giving defenders control over land and sea approaches. What makes San Felipe distinctive isn't size alone, but design. Sloped walls to deflect cannon fire, narrow access routes, and an internal tunnel system that allowed troops to move unseen, store supplies, and counterattack during sieges. These defences were tested repeatedly, most famously in 1741, when Spanish forces repelled a much larger British invasion.
Getting ourselves into a little turret here, mate.
What the fuck is up, lads?
Beyond the fort, Cartagena developed over centuries as a Caribbean port shaped by geography, trade and colonial rule. Indigenous communities lived along this coastline long before Spanish control, establishing fishing routes and coastal settlements that anchored the city's location. From the 16th century onward, Spanish colonialism turned Cartagena into a key Atlantic hub, linking South America to Europe, Africa and the wider Caribbean. That role brought wealth and global connections, but also violence and exploitation. Cartagena became one of the main ports of entry for enslaved Africans in northern South America, and African cultural influences remain central to the city's identity, in music, food, language, and religious traditions. So while colonial planning remains visible in the city's walls and layout, Cartagena today functions as a working port and tourist city, with historic districts integrated into everyday commercial and residential use.
So we're now away from the fort, but we're at this castle wall. It's around the water, and then you can see the fort over there.
Wow, that's the same view.
Lovely sunset on the go. Lovely, yeah?
Sure, yeah.
Amigo, ¿qué tienes?
Corona con Colombia.
Sí, sí, dos aguilas.
Buenísimo.
¿Cuánto?
14.
¿Cómo?
14.
14.
Show me a whole. What do we have? Another 2.
Gracias. Uy. Sí, sí, está abierto, ¿no?
Gracias.
Gracias. Hasta luego.
What's that?
De Barrio, bro. Bella's nursing her beer here. But we're here just off the main street in Cartagena. That guy over there is making us a mojito. Two for £5.
It's mojito time.
Finished mojitos, lad.
We're a new place.
Two for
Everywhere.
£4 this time.
There's like about a million different, just little kind of cocktail stalls outside. You just sit, get a good old cocktail for
Wait, you get a cocktail at the cocktail stall?
how cheap?
That cup looks so big there.
Meat stew, there's meat stew. Meat stew.
Mate, I think that's Michael Jackson. It's unbelievable.
That makes it even worse.
He's got the same blotchy skin.
That means he's actually a pedo. Who likes that? It's like ass.
So I think there was something where like the rich kept a wall up to separate the poor and the rich or something in the city.
Alright. Is that what the fort? No, the fort's not for that.
No, but like they left it up
Yeah,
for
okay.
that.
Oh, right,
They
okay.
used it for that later on. No, todo bien, gracias. finding that bad? I'm not finding it too bad. So we're now inside the walled bit, the walled city. Lovely, like Spanish colonial buildings all the way along there. The San Pedro Cathedral, mate. Buenas. So pretty. I've seen a sloth right there. Oh my god, there's so much even weirder than I thought. Oh! I just spotted a monkey in the middle of the city and there's a little baby monkey. Oh, don't! Oi! Hi mate, I don't like you being above me. Whoa! Oh my god! Hi bud. You can see another monkey just there. Going to absolute town on some leaves, man. Yeah, it does a bit. Wow. Another sloth. Templo de San Francisco. So this will be the same conqueror?
Yeah. San Fran.
So does that mean 16th century?
10 plus 5 plus 1 equals
16th.
16th century.
So it is that San Francisco. I'm not very good at Roman numerals, but I know my history.
I'm not very good at adding.
So I think the Spanish...
That's why we make a perfect couple.
I think the Spanish settled here in 1533. I think it was one of the earliest settlements. So that'll be what this this temple is built for. Very different from Barranquilla. What have we got here?
DAIQUIRI. Which is a daiquiri to all you uncultured swine.
Classic one though. I didn't even know until we were in the Dominican Republic that a normal daiquiri was just like this.
Did you not?
I've only ever seen strawberry ones or like...
That's why you're with the cocktail queen.
That's quite nice. I'll defer to the expert.
Like, we're at a bar called P&K, which, if you don't know, stands for penis and ketamine.
Come on.
Panchos.
Yeah, look. Beer on tap up there. Very nice. 12,000. We're looking at our hero.
Love you, MJ.
We're about to leave. Okay.
Far away. A fucking jackpot.
Bone soup.
Bone soup and no bones.
Good. Gracias. Perfecto.
Good. You've not finished your beer, man.
Our margarita's on the way.
I'm having a sugar crush.
She's pissed. Margarita, give us a taste test. We're getting warmed up for Mexico.
Salty.
Salty, yeah, I moved away the salt. I do like a margarita. This is huge though, they're not usually this big. Oh, oh yeah. Que fuerte. Cartagena Airport.
Let's
Folks.
fucking go, folks.
I don't know, I'm not sure if I've
What
just
the
imagined.
fuck, folks?
It might just be a shop, I'm not sure if I've imagined it, but I think I've just.
There was lots of people sitting outside
I think I've
it.
just seen like a bar outside the airport, like a little stall with bottles of rum. About 2 minutes from the airport. Little can of beer for 70p or something.
What the fuck is up, guys?
How quick was the security at Cartagena Airport, by the way?
Yeah, for national flights, it was like 5 seconds or something.
It would have been less than 20 seconds.
Let's fucking go. Actually, no, I don't want to leave. Well, I like to pay too. Let's go.
So, Cartagena is a city full of life, colour, heat, fucking sloths and monkeys as well. Unbelievable city, beautiful old town, you know, layered with all of this Spanish history. Really enjoyed our time there, one of the nicest places we've ever been. So we've done this video dedicated to kind of the city itself, and then we've got another video about the world famous Rosario Island, so I'll put it on the screen somewhere, where you can take boat trips for a kind of reasonable price. Ella will explain more about it, but basically take boat trips around all these famous Caribbean islands from spot to spot, stop, have a drink, snorkel, eat some food, get lunch, eat some fish, all this kind of stuff. So it's a really cool activity to do, but we've made a kind of separate video about that.